Hey y'all, are you ready for reading? Let's get into it. So they really want me to start with Oracle right in this moment. So let's see what the Oracle cards have to say here. Yeah, the Fates, round and round. And then bottom of the deck, breathe. So what this is really kind of giving me the impression of is it kind of feels like you're in a cycle, right? You got the round and round card coming out upright. You've also got the Fates as well as breathe coming out in a protective position. So what those are telling me is that you were really stuck in a cycle, hon, and that's okay, right? The cycle is where we go, where we grow, where we go, where we grow. It's both of them. I was talking to a friend of mine today, and I was telling her about how everybody fears those dark nights of the soul, those sticky moments in life. But you know, the greatest growth actually happens in those moments. It's not in the fun moments, it's not in the easygoing, I'm flowing like the wind moments. It's in those hard moments, and it's in those sticky moments. That is the opportunity for growth. And so Spirit is really bringing through that this might have been a challenging time for a lot of people that are watching this, the collective that are watching this. But it's almost like it's by design, right? And it's not a punishment. It's not coming in as a punishment. This is almost like you set this up before you came, right? And we all pick our lessons. We pick our life, basically. We pick our parents, our siblings. We pick all of it, right? And we set it all up before we go. But it's almost like this is a roadblock meant to cause some radical health, radical healing, radical changes in your life. So if you've been feeling like you're in that round and round, here we go again cycle, just know that it's a cycle that is repeating because something needs to be tweaked, something needs to be changed, something needs to be healed, right? And so look at this as an opportunity, because that's what it is. It's an opportunity for growth. It's an invitation from life, from your higher self, from spirit to grow, right? So they really want to bring through the idea that this is a growth moment and a growth point for you. Again, with the breathe coming out reversed, as well as the Fates, which is one of my favorite cards, upright, of course. But it kind of feels like fate's out to get you, right? It kind of feels like nothing is going your way. And Spirit really wants to bring through the fact that first you need to breathe, right? It really needs to be some grounding in this moment, so you're not overthinking things, over analyzing, being over emotional. Something is over the top, right? And so they want you to bring that back down and realize that nothing has been working out for you because something needs to be changed, something needs to be healed. And again, this is the growth points. These are the beautiful points that you look back on and you're like, wow, my life changed after that day. And so you really be invited to make those changes. They want me to reference the gene keys in specific. If you are into shadow work, that deep inner healing, round and round we go, here we go again. Why is this showing up in my life when the world is a mirror, right? It's trying to get you to see something. So if you are stuck in that moment, in that kind of energy, they're really bringing through some gene keys work would be really beneficial. It is hands down the easiest, best way to do shadow work. There's nothing like seeing your shadow in print or getting a reading from someone like me and listening to your shadows, seeing the mirror that I can become for your shadow so that you can finally see yourself and free yourself. That's what they say. See yourself, free yourself. See yourself, free yourself. And that's what it is, right? This is just an invitation for you to be aware of what is going on in life, the patterns that are going on in your life, and the patterns that are running your life is what they're saying. So again, this feels very sticky, and my heart goes out to you so much if this resonates with you, because these are hard times, right? And I have been through so many hard times in my life, but looking back on them all, that is where the growth happens. That's where the magic happens. So keep that in mind. Also, again, you don't need me to do a Gene Keys reading for you. You can go on genekeys.com, get your free profile. They give you 4 free paragraphs. You can read it. If it resonates, you can take it farther. Comment below if you'd like another video on how I work through the Gene Keys. And I'm also going to be revamping my Gene Keys work here coming up, because I just can't give everything that I need to give in an hour session. So I'm going to be transferring that to coaching sessions at some point. But if you'd still like an overview, if you'd still like somebody to walk your hand through that shadow work process, maybe that's where my gifts shine, right? Because again, I've been in the dark and I'm really good at shining the light on people. Okay, let's see what the tarot wants to add. Enough about the Gene Keys. Oh, yeah, that deep healing work. You got the star coming out reversed. This is a real indication that there is some healing that needs to take place, because it's almost like you're disconnected is what Spirit is bringing through. It's like there's a disconnect somewhere, and it feels very frustrating. So you might be very frustrated with it, with you, with Spirit, with God, whatever you would like to call it. There's a level of frustration here because it's almost like you're banging your head against the wall, right? You're banging your head against the wall, and Spirit is saying it's not through, but over or around. It is, basically stop banging your head on the wall, because that's not really going to get you anywhere but frustration. Six of Cups coming out, as well as the Devil. So there's some deep inner child work that needs to happen here. There's some deep shadow work that is preventing you from really moving forward. And again, our shadows are, they're really gifts, at the end of the day. And another reason I love the Gene Keys, I know you're probably tired of hearing about it, but is that every shadow state contains a gift within it, right? And it's actually in the shadow that you get the gift. It's in that acknowledgement, that integration of that gift or that shadow that you find the gifts to begin with. So there's some real need to do some tending work in this moment. This could be stemming from inner child stuff, inner child wounding, stories, patterns that you picked up during there. It could also just be, again, there's almost this feeling of having been burned before, and so a little scared of getting burned again. And so you keep repeating these cycles, right? And it's really a teaching cycle is what Spirit is bringing through. And then you've got Nine of Pentacles coming out, which is one of my favorite cards. I love the Nine of Pentacles because she's always just chilling in her garden that's like super abundant with spirit and shit. And I aspire to that kind of life myself someday. So there's this real beauty. And again, they're bringing me to these almost seas or mandalas. Again, this is what is hiding in that shadow. And once that shadow kind of clears out, you can see those gifts that were there all along, and you'll be able to access them a little bit more is what Spirit's saying. You're going to really be able to access them when you do this work. And this is not work that's for everybody. It's hard work sometimes. It's sticky work. It's sad work. You might cry, you might scream, you might yell, you might break things. It is really this processing of our emotional states so that we can emotionally mature and see things from a different perspective. So this is a great indication that on the other side, it's like they're showing me a hedge, right? On one side you've got the shadow, and on the other side you've got the gift. On the other side of the hedge is abundance. It is beautiful. It is flowing with life. It's trusting in life. It is trusting in yourself. There's an aspect of that coming through as well. And it is just like the best reward you could possibly ask for. Because again, when you change the way that you see the world changes how it shows up, right? You've got Queen of Wands coming out as I split the deck here. So it's like there's empowerment in that shadow, in that state. So if you've been going through the round and round, here we go again, just know that this is an invitation from Spirit to create the life of your dreams. But it's going to take a little work, and it's more internal work than external work, which is kind of a nice thing because you don't need anything other than yourself for it, okay? So I'm going to do some final messages. Ooh, High Priestess. Really listen to your intuition, right? Your soul, your intuition is absolutely speaking to you. They're leaving you breadcrumbs, right? So if you're feeling a resonant pull towards something, go for it, right? Your intuition is coming through, and your higher self is trying to connect and move you past this roadblock, move you past this road bump. So really pay attention to your intuition at this time, because it is leaving these beautiful little breadcrumbs for you to follow in your healing journey. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there. That was great. If you'd like to book a reading with me or are curious about the Gene Keys, leave me a comment below or check my website to book a reading, and I'll see you next time. Be blessed.